want to take just a moment, if you allow me, please, just to talk about the Wall of Honor. This was begun by Dr. Billy Wilbanks. Billy was an all-state basketball player for Belton. He was on the 1958 state championship basketball team. And he was researching one day, and he found that in 1909, Belton won the state championship. My Lord, nobody knew that. So in this research, he started putting together, and he got to thinking, my goodness, think about all the great athletes that have come through this high school that we don't know about. And we don't know because it's way back. And you could go on down the list and on the line of the kids, boys and girls that have gone through Belton High School that have excelled and done great things that he wanted us to remember. Today, we're going to add to that list with another group of great athletes and great kids.
Oh, I remember walking through here as a little kid going, I hope I'm up there someday. So I'm really honored to be on the wall with all these other athletes, and just seeing that dream come true is just a really big deal for me, because I remember just being in awe of everybody that was on here, reading what they had accomplished, and now that I'm up here, it feels really great.
Becca didn't steal too many bases because there weren't too many to take after she got on. She was usually on second or back in the dugout after hitting a home run. So there weren't a whole lot of bases to be stolen, but Becca is one of the fastest kids I've ever coached. Pound for pound, the strongest kid I've ever coached. Anybody that ever witnessed a ball come off the bat knew it didn't take too long to get out of the yard.
Whenever we played in Midway, it was against Callie Guffey. I hit a 3-run home run that ruined their perfect season. So I remember hitting it off of Callie Guffey and just being really excited, because I remember always wanting to hit off Callie because she was a very good pitcher in high school.
It was a pleasure to coach Becca for 4 years of high school. The one thing that stands out in my mind, and we were actually talking about this week, she came up and visited, her first ever at-bat as a Belton Tiger was a grand slam. And so, as a coach, I've had 3 kids hit a home run in their first at-bat on the varsity, and you always go, wow, I hope this is a trend. And it certainly was with Becca. She led our team. She supplied the majority of the runs.
Just always keep fighting. That's something that I've learned over the years, is just always keep fighting no matter what it is, no matter if it's getting through a mile or getting through one workout or getting through one game. Just keep fighting to the next pitch, the next basket, I guess, and whatever it may be in other sports. Just keep fighting and never give up.
Becca is now at the University of Texas. And if I looked at the stats correctly, I think she had the second highest batting average, and that's going to be as a kid that comes in as a pinch hitter in her freshman year, which is an astounding statistic, because she's not getting to see the same pitcher 2 or 3 times. She's seeing them one time, and that's pretty remarkable. She's going on. She's representing our high school well, and it's only fitting that she's able to be inducted to the Wall of Honor here at Belton.
I think it's going to be one of the most rewarding honors I ever get in my life, and it's really cool knowing that I'm going to be in this school forever. My junior year, we were playing against Waco Midway, and it was the 3rd inning, and we had bases loaded, and we were only up 3-0, and I hit a grand slam over the right field wall, and everyone was at that game, all my family, all my friends, all my team was just so hyped that whole game. And then when I hit my grand slam, we were ahead 7-0, and it was just an awesome moment. We have it on film, kind of on film, but it's everyone's so excited that it's hands are shaking. It was the best moment of my career.
The stat that stands out to me, in 345 at-bats, she only struck out 26 times in 4 years. That's going to be 6.5 strikeouts a year for 4 years, and that's a remarkable statistic.
I think the biggest lesson I've learned from sports was probably responsibility and like taking on a big load of school work, sports, and so now since I only go to school, I've learned to manage my time and be really responsible because I had to manage so much at once, and now managing not as much is almost easier.
We had very few seniors whenever they were freshmen, and you always cross your fingers and hope that the freshmen step up. And these two ladies certainly did. Skylar had 345 at-bats in her 4-year career, and she ended it with 138 hits, 88 singles, 31 doubles, 3 triples, surprisingly. And she ended her career with 15 home runs. 9 of those came in a single season that tied, at the time, the single season school record for home runs. But it's with my pleasure that I get to also present Skylar to you guys to be inducted to the Wall of Honor. Certainly a 4-year career that's worthy of this honor.
My feelings about this honor is great. You know, coming in as a freshman, walking through here, you always want to be on this wall as an athlete. It's something that you want to strive for through your career. And now to be honored today is a huge accomplishment for my life.
As Hagan does with everything, he shows up with a great attitude. He works hard. He's a great teammate. And when he gets his opportunities on the field, he gets the job done. That's what he did here, and that's what he's going to do at Texas Lutheran as well. One of the coaches, I believe it's Coach Pleasant, started calling Hagan Sunshine whenever he was here. And he was his position coach at receiver. And if you know Hagan, he always has a smile on his face. He's a great teammate. And in my experiences with him and just hearing how he's doing at TLU, he's one of those guys that makes everybody around him better.
Probably my senior year here in our by-district game against Garland, scoring a touchdown in Waco Stadium and McLean Stadium, Baylor's. That was a great moment, just hearing the fans screaming and cheering. It's a momentum changer in the game, so it was awesome.
With Hagan, we absolutely found the right guy. And Hagan's story, I said Hagan's story is incredible, because when we came into camp that year, Hagan was the backup quarterback, he was a backup receiver, and he was also our backup punter when we started it all. But it didn't take long for Hagan to win the starting punting job. It didn't take long for Hagan to win in a starting receiver job.
My mentor is actually my older brother, Josh Tibbetts. He's pushed me through a lot. I struggled when I was younger, but now he's pushed me to become a better athlete, a better man, in academics as well. Without him, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
In high school and in college, he's worked tirelessly with a great attitude to put himself in a position to play and succeed. And it's a privilege and an honor to get to induct Hagan into the Athletic Wall of Honor today.
I'm honored, and it's honor to honor, but I am really happy about it, and honestly, all I can say is I'm blessed. It would have to be the last Midway game we had. I made 20 saves, which was I guess really high for most goalkeepers, and I think I had broken a record that game. And then we also clinched the district title with that game.
So the next year, they intentionally set us up playing against Nolan Catholic, who's the private school team who's won 6 or 7 straight state championships. And they had 2 forwards going to Tech, a girl going to TCU playing in the midfield. And I think in the first half alone, Courtney probably recorded 15 saves. And there were college coaches all in the stands like, where did this kid come from? She's amazing. So after the game, they all came up and were talking about, man, your keeper, she's fantastic. So walking out of there, we walked out of the Dallas tournament undefeated, and Courtney was a huge part of that. So as we headed into district play her senior year, unfortunately the first round we lost to Midway, and it came down to the Midway game at Midway for us to be able to have a share in the district championship. and Courtney recorded over 20 saves in that game. And at the end of the game, their coach walked straight off the bench, didn't even look at his kids, and walked to Courtney and tell her how amazing he absolutely thought she was, because she's by far the best keeper he's seen. And in her time here, she broke 3 school records. She broke the first school record for most saves or most shutouts in a single season with 19. She did that her sophomore year.
Yes.
And then broke her own record the following year as a junior, recording 20 shutouts in a single season. And then she ended up breaking the career record here at Belton High School for most shutouts across the board for her entire career at 57. So she is still the career shutout person for the school, and I don't see those records being broken anytime soon.
Well, I want to be a physical therapist, and I want to do it with athletes, and I have wanted to do that since high school. So like high school athletics has helped me to want to work with athletes.
Obviously, Courtney is somebody that we greatly miss, and don't know that we'll ever have another keeper of her caliber. So very excited to get to induct her into the Wall of Honor.
It's pretty humbling, honestly. There's a lot of good athletes that go through Belton, and for me and along as the rest of these people to be on this wall, it's overwhelming. It's awesome. It's just crazy to be able to be in the school forever.
When I got Blake to our team, he's a very spirited athlete. Doesn't like to lose, very, very competitive. So is Ryan, but he was a little bit bigger, and he was a little bit more vocal out there also.
There was probably 10 minutes left in our playoff game. This was in Midlothian in Dallas. The ball came to me, did a quick move around the guy, and shot it left-footed, upper 90, and that tied the game. And that was just the most surreal moment I've ever been in my life. Like, everyone just tackled me on the ground, and just the fans were going crazy, and it was such a big game at a big stake, and it was an awesome moment.
He always wanted to go up, and I always had to try and pull him back, lay back, because, you know, he has to also defend, where the strikers usually just stay up there and try and score goals for us. But anyways, he wanted always to be in the action. So in his last year, again, we lost some of the strikers, so now we had to try and figure out what are we going to do. And we attended our first tournament in Dallas at the Jesuit tournament, and we were all confused during the tournament in regards to who's going to play up front, who's going to play outside midfield. So they started scoring goals from the outside, and I thought, oh my God, now my strikers aren't scoring goals. So I said, I might as well try one of these guys up front, and then they were very effective.
Junior year, I didn't have the most confidence, and that's why my stats weren't as good as my senior year. Senior year, I was a senior, and I went in just with all the confidence in the world and had the most amazing season I've ever had in my life. It was awesome.
Blake, in his first year, I'll give you a few stats here. He played in 18 games. He had 5 goals and 3 assists. And then in his last year, he played in 23 games. He had 21 goals. He was our leading scorer, and he had 13 assists. And he was voted to the second team All-State. And he was a pleasure working with. Same was with Ryan, and we miss him.
The way I feel about this honor, this is the most amazing thing ever, because my entire family has been throughout Belton High School history, and not a single one of them have ever received an honor such as this. And for me, my generation of the family, to get this honor just means so much to me, like beyond imagination. It's amazing.
Ryan, when he came in, we played him as an outside midfielder. He was fast. He was tenacious, and he created a lot of problems for the other teams. During his first year, he managed to score 3 goals in 21 games, had 7 assists, but again, he's playing as an outside midfielder. Then the following year, we put him up front because we lost our 2 strikers, our 2 center forwards, and we put him and Blake up front. And again, as Coach Brawley mentioned, that they were creating many, many problems for all the other teams, and their reputation went out. And at one time, I remember sitting up in the stands before one of our playoff games, and one of the coaches had asked me, who are those two guys up there? And I told them who they were, that there are two strikers. They said, man, are they something? So immediately I knew that we had a little something.
There's two memorable moments that I have. We were playing Ellison actually, and we were down 2-0. And towards the end of the first half, I scored a goal right at the end of the half. It was about 40 minutes into the half, and I scored the goal. Next half started, I scored another goal, and it hit right off the post, and I saved our team that game because we were undefeated all year, all the way until the last game, because I saved us in that and put us into first place. And then it was our first, I want to say it was our first playoff game, and we had it at our home field. And I was crossed the ball in the air, and without the ball hitting the ground, I hit it, and it went straight into the left corner of the goal with a curve. And it was one of the best goals I've ever made in my entire life.
We played Arlington MacArthur, in front of about 800 people here at Wilson Kersey Field, which was a very, very exciting game. He had a spectacular game. So did Blake. And we beat MacArthur 4-0 to go into the regional quarterfinals. And then we met, who was it, North Mesquite, and we lost 2-1. And North Mesquite ended up playing in the semifinals of the state tournament. We lost 2-1 in that game. Again, he was just moving. I still remember the one time where somebody took him down, and he just bounced right back up. I thought he died. No, by the way he fell. And
with soccer, I was always go. I never gave up. Whenever I got knocked down, right back up. If I was hurt, still ran until somebody pulled me off, because I hated being off the field. I never ever wanted to see a second off the field. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just use that to my knowledge now, because I never give up in whatever I do, and it gets me pretty far in life.
And he was the first player in our program that I know of that has made first team All-State, and which is a great credit to Ryan. As you can see, you know, the size. So he played like a 6-footer out there. So I was very, very happy and proud to have had him on my team.